A case has been brought before the International Court of Justice in The Hague aiming to end Germany's ongoing support for Israel, claiming it violates the Genocide Convention. The outcome is likely to be historic. Deutsche Welle correspondent Thomas Sparrow joins us now from Berlin. Thomas, hello. So who's brought this case to the court and why?
This case has been brought to the court by Nicaragua, out of all countries, a Central American country, essentially accusing Germany of enabling or facilitating genocide and breaches to international humanitarian law by supporting Israel in particular militarily, but also by temporarily halting its support to the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. Nicaragua stressing that with that support, Germany is essentially complicit. And what Nicaragua specifically wants by bringing this case to the court is for a decision to be made so that Germany stops delivering weapons to Israel. If you look at weapons delivery to Israel, Germany is the second country that sends most weapons to Israel, with about 30% of arms support. Now, obviously, this has been rejected by Germany, but it is a case that clearly reveals that the view here in Europe of what is happening in Gaza is one that is very different to how it's seen in other parts of the world, not only in Central America or Latin America, but also in Africa or in Asia.
And what's Germany's reaction been?
Germany clearly distanced itself from those accusations, stressing that Nicaragua's view is one-sided, that the case presented before the court by Nicaragua does not have substantial evidence. Germany has also defended its support of Israel, but by saying that essentially Israel's security is at the core of Germany's foreign policy. This has to do, obviously, with Germany's history. In fact, here in the country, it's described as being something absolutely vital to the state. Staatsräson is the words that's used here in Germany to describe Germany's support to Israel. But this is something that not only now with this particular case, but since the war began, has been central to Germany's position, but also central to the criticism that Germany has received for its support towards Israel. So Germany has clearly distanced itself from Nicaragua's case. At the same time, Germany is aware that its position when it comes to what is happening in Gaza is one that is receiving criticism not only here among segments of the population, but also from other parts of the world.
And Thomas, over the last 6 months, we've seen rallies in support of Israel and support of the Palestinians around the world. I'm just interested to hear from you what that kind of split has been in Germany. Have there been many pro-Palestinian rallies there?
Germany is obviously very clear about these divisions that are happening not only in the country but also in other parts of the world. There have been protests here, mostly protests in support of Israel. That is something that authorities here have defended. However, at the same time, they are aware that there is an important Palestinian population in the country, an important Palestinian population also further in Europe. And Germany and the German government in particular are very much aware that this is a debate that is not only happening here among segments of the population, but also in other parts of Europe and in other parts of the world. Now, if you talk specifically about this case brought before the court, a preliminary decision is expected in a few weeks' time. But the whole case, the whole debate about support towards Israel, about how to deal also with Palestinian or pro-Palestinian populations, is one that can actually take much longer. This not only has a significant political impact, it not only has a significant legal impact as well, depending on what that decision might be, but it's also one that will most certainly generate more discussions among the German population and among populations in other parts of the world, as those countries obviously differ when it comes to their views to what is happening in Gaza.
OK, Thomas Sparrow there in Berlin. New artificial technology is making international communication easier by enabling people to